What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with the next episode of Underrated and Overlooked, episode number 14. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. The Underrated and Overlooked series is a series that we're going to be focusing on some 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star dark horses out there that you can use in an effort to improve your progression, whether it's PvE or PvP. The focus of today is going to be live PvP, and we got 3 different units to focus on. And we are bringing back again one more time our boy, the Human Dynamo. How are we doing today, sir?
I am doing phenomenal. How are you?
Good, good. I'm glad that you came on back for the following week, and we got not 1, not 2, but 3 units to talk about. I'm super excited to get into it, man. Let's see. We are going to be starting out with a focus on attack bar manipulation. There's a lot of units out there, guys, that we talk about. Just the concept of speed. Speed is king and whatnot, but speed, attack bar, they all go hand in hand. While you guys know that with regards to live PvP, if the settings change or the settings stay the same as far as how it works, no person can have a duplicate unit. So you got to really think outside the box as far as trying to incorporate some new units to the mix that really improve that attack bar improvement on your team. So first and foremost, we're going to be talking about a couple win units here. This is definitely one that no one saw coming, not even me. We got ourselves Seal the Wind Harper.
So the reason that the attack bar manipulation is so strong for live PvP is if you notice, every single unit starts off with a full attack bar. Then it's all based on speed after that. So if you can manipulate the attack bars of the enemy team, you can really dictate the pace of the fight, which is huge for the live PvP. Right. Now, Seal, in addition to her attack bar manipulation, like he's shown right there, has that second skill that does a dot that is for 3 turns, receives additional accuracy, so you're almost guaranteed to land it. And with skill ups, is by the time the dot wears off, it's ready to use again. So she already has a solid start to her. Mm-hmm. But the third skill is huge for this. It's an AoE, hits every enemy, reduces the attack bar by 40%. So it's going to give your team a solid advantage on turn order from the get-go. The key is to make her super fast so that she can get that off before any of the enemies go. Now, it does have a little bit longer of a cooldown, but she's a 3-star unit, so it's not going to be hard to skill her up. And it's one of those things where when you pick her, no one's really going to know what the hell is going on, so they're probably not going to ban her. So you're going to see her get through a lot.
Right. That's the beauty of this game. That's how it all started. People using unique units that no one really know about. They keep them in, and then all of a sudden they become part of the meta, and now everybody's trying to rock that same defense or offense or whatever. It's amazing. Let's see. So with this particular unit here, there's obviously a couple of room builds that probably could be used, but only one that only kind of makes sense here. So what's your take on this particular room build for this unit?
I could see it going one of 2 ways. I could see it being either Swift or Despair. Since she is going to hit everything with that third skill, Despair is a solid set, because then you're not only decreasing the attack bars, but you're also getting the stun off. But Swift is arguably one of the best sets for units that need to go first. So it's all about how much speed you can generate from the stats.
Yep, definitely cool. Awesome. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing. I really want to kind of get it back. I remember this unit. This was one of my first 2-star Awakened units that I summoned in the shop, or not the shop, but the unknown scroll. So
yep,
to finally use it again after 2 years, it's gonna be crazy. Awesome, cool. And so let's see. I would like to move on to the next unit, unless you had anything to add to this one.
Nope.
Cool. We got ourselves the Wind Vagabond. Roid is up in this mix. Tell me a little bit about it.
All right, so the Vagabonds are one of those things that everyone in the game is familiar with because you start with one of them. And aside from Darien and Jubel, they kind of just get tossed aside, like they don't see a whole lot of use. But they're all pretty solid units. They all scale off HP. They all have different debuffs, like you have the defense break, you have the attack debuff. The thing with Roid is his third skill is 100% chance assuming you can get through the resistance check, to drop an enemy's attack bar to 0. So, you weren't able to ban that Theomars, or your enemy snuck through a Perna or something like that. Well, cool. He doesn't get to go. You just dropped him to nothing, and he gets to stand on the sidelines watching his friends get kicked in the face. It's all about figuring out how to make these units work for you. And again, this is a 3-star unit when awakened, and it's something that you're throwing all these 4 and 5-star monsters around. People are going to look at you like, why the hell is this guy picking him? Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, you're locking down units that they need and winning the fights. So it's another one that'll sneak through the ban phase.
Yep. And of course, with regards to the kit that it brings too, not just, it's nice to have the attack bar manipulation too, but the fact that you're able to incorporate another unit with that defense break. There's so many times where you try to set up your team and people don't realize that if they don't have 2 to 3 units that really you can intertwine with regards to the hostile effects you can bring, not just beneficial effects or whatnot.
Yep.
It's really nice to add it on there. So.
Yeah, with especially with the live PvP in the way that the turn order works, the more utility you can get out of each monster, the better. Especially on some of these sleeper units, because they make it through and all of a sudden, like, cool, I just defense broke you, I just attack debuffed you, and I reset. You're gonna get more bang for your buck out of them than you are trying to throw the same 3, 4, 5 monsters that everyone knows about and everyone bans.
Yep, definitely cool. Alrighty, so rune bills on this one. What do you think?
Well, he is an HP based monster, and you do want to have him pretty beefy, and most of the Vagabonds do really well on Violent, because that way you can take multiple turns, multiple debuffs, all that stuff. Violent not being an option, energy is mediocre. I would go, if I was going to go for non-violent, I would go triple revenge. HP, or HP crit damage HP, depending on what subs I could generate. That way, anytime he gets smacked, he's hitting you right back and breaking that defense.
Yeah, I like it. I would, even though we're not talking about that Fire Vagabond too, having that AoE, taunt with a defensive buff, I feel like that triple revenge would be a great set for him as well.
Fire one is a sleeper unit as well for live PvP, and I think it's Vayne Solidor, who's been on the Educate and Dominate, uses him in Guild Wars in a top 3 guild on EU.
Yeah, shout out to him one time, Vayne.
So, it's all about making units work, and it's all about the runes that you have for them. So that's proof of it right there.
There you go. Cool. All right. Let's see. Where is the next one? Where is he at him?
Right there. You got him.
All right.
This is probably one of my favorite units in the game. And it's one of those units that I have had forever, but I didn't really make the most of until recently, and I sort of stumbled on him by accident again and fell in love. Now, he is a 4-star unit, so you won't see him as often, but his kit brings a ton to the table. First skill, stun. Starts off relatively low. I think it gets up to about 40 or 50% chance when everything's skilled up. Second skill, attack speed slow, so you're not only do you have the potential to debuff the attack bar, but then with that second skill you can slow them so that they still are taking less turns. And then the third skill hits everybody, 50% decrease and armor breaks. That's everything you want in a nice little package wrapped together, and it's just sexy.
Yep.
Just sexy.
It's funny because there's so many people, we all kind of did the same thing you did, where we got the unit, we played around with it a little bit, but once Galleon came out, he just got pushed along to the wayside, and so now that everybody's trying to use it, you just gotta mix and match. And I like what they did, even though I know most people don't really approve of the change, whatever. I'm not a big fan of random attacks or whatnot. Having that ability now to hit multiple units, if you do play around with like a despair set or something like that, is
absolutely
add on to this one. So even though it's not like a true AoE like the other one, it's still utilizing the despair set on this one with
absolutely.
It's great. So now, of course, we already kind of gave it away, but most people understand that have been playing the game for quite some time as far as the rune build on this one. Considering that it is important that this unit gets that first turn to provide that attack bar manipulation, whatnot, could we make an argument for Swift?
You could, but the despair is just so powerful on him. But the sleeper for this is for his subset. Now, most people go focus, which for PvP, absolutely, you want a whole bunch of accuracy for that resistance check.
Mhm.
I love Nemesis on him, and here's why. As soon as he starts hitting people, they're going to freak out, and they're going to try and kill him. Well, they hit him. Next thing you know, he's taking a second turn, then a third. Now he's slowing people. He's stunning them. So that Nemesis subset really is a game changer, especially for the live PvP.
Yeah, very cool. And then, of course, because of the fact that you're using it as a true support, I mean, you're going to have this make this, kind of tankier setup. What's your take on that 246 on this unit?
No questions asked. Slot 2 is going to be speed, because like you said, you do need him to go fairly early in the fight. You do have the option, since you are running him support, you could go HP 4 and 6. You could go defense 4, HP 6, vice versa. His damage multipliers are not bad though, so if you feel like you can generate better speed and still get the job done, speed, crit damage, attack is definitely a viable build for him, because then he's not only a utility attack bar debuffer, but he's then a secondary damage unit, and he will not disappoint with that.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, we cannot forget to mention the fact that he does have the arena leader skill. There's a lot of other leader skills out there that people are going to probably utilize in this situation, but given the fact that sometimes we put together teams that don't always have a well-rounded amount of universal leader skills or leader skills available, it is nice to note that he does have the 40% accuracy. So if you get down to the point where they take away a unit that you wanted to use for a leader skill, at least you got something to fall back on.
Yep.
Awesome.
Very valid point.
Awesome. Well, cool, my man. I think that's pretty much it for this episode of Underrated and Overlooked. Anything else you wanted to add to this unit?
Yeah, one more thing that I wanted to add. So in addition to the couple units that we covered here, there are a ton of 1, 2, 3, and 4-star units that all have attack bar manipulation. Play around with them. I mean, some of them, like I said, people are going to see them and they're going to wonder what the hell you're thinking. But, Horned Frog, attack bar manipulation. Mischievous Bat, AoE attack bar manipulation. You've got a little bit more random with like the Fire Harpy. So you've got the Serpents. A lot of these units are farmable. They take minimal effort to play around with, especially if they do another test event where you can just stick around with friends. Mm-hmm. Play with them, see what works, because a lot of these are going to start seeing a little bit more play, especially once people start figuring out, I have to ban that lure. Oh man, I can't let this water or the wind Vagabond through. You're going to start seeing some fluctuation in the picks and bans. So start playing around with units that you may otherwise not even give a second glance to, because they may just prove really, really useful.
Good deal. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for giving us that insight. Again, guys, the Human Dynamo has been on multiple times on the Educate Dominate. If you haven't checked it already, hit up on the top right corner. You will get the links. In addition to that, his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the Human Dynamo, if you haven't checked them out already. Thank you so much, my man, for coming on board and doing these last 2 episodes, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of Underrated and Overlooked. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on Facebook and Twitter for some more sneak peeks on the upcoming videos.
Do it.
Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. It's your boy Childish and the Human Dynamo with ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode of Underrated and Overlooked. I'm out.